Hey YouTube, it's Chris. I have another bag I want to show you today. What I have today is the eBags, their Mother Lode Mini 21-inch wheel duffel. Like to do an overview and show you what that we can pack in this bag. I'm still on the quest to find the perfect carry-on for myself, and in doing so, I'm hoping that some of these bag reviews or looks at these bags will be helpful to somebody in the same situation. Big fan of the eBags website. In doing so, of course, their brand is there. This bag actually got excellent reviews, so couldn't pass up the opportunity to at least give this one a try. So just to look at the exterior of the bag, you'll see that there's some good pockets out here, some exterior pockets. What I also like about eBags is that for the most part, majority of their zippers are lockable, which I love having the option to lock them in case. So this top pocket here, again, lockable zippers here. Kind of a shallow pocket, but to me, a good pocket if you want to throw something in here that you can quickly grab out. A good example is if you have a battery with a cord, you want to grab that out, but you don't want somebody to necessarily take it. You're able to lock that. Plus, have quick and easy access to that. Also, snacks. I'm a big believer in taking your own snacks when you travel, so you can grab a candy bar or throw a candy bar in there or something like that and grab it out very quickly. Also, a very large zippered front pocket here, and you'll see some pretty good depth in there. It also has this compression strap. So to me, if you had like a nice puffy jacket thrown down in here, you could cinch that and basically have some additional room, or at least keep it from moving around. Also, I think you could throw shoes in here, or even a packing cube you could put here also. There's also a mesh pocket in the front here that zips. We'll zip this back. What I like also, if you can see this on the video, not only are their locks zippable, but their zippers are lockable, but there's also a metal D-ring here. So basically when you lock this, these zippers are staying in this position here. So, and then you'll see here that there's also some compression straps on 4 different points of the bag. There's a handle here on the bag, and these are kind of, I guess, like a retractable handle. So when you pull up and let go, it kind of pops back in place. There's another one on the side of the back here. Basically the same exact thing. It'll pop back in place. And then the bottom, the stand can, I guess, double as a handle. And then there's one here on the front of the bag too. That again, I think eBags does a good job. However you want to grab this bag and throw it around, does not seem to be a problem at all. And then just kind of looking at the back of the bag, kind of a harder shell. Not necessarily soft, but kind of a soft feel to this. But at the same time, it does add some protection on the bag. And then this does have the 2 wheels on the bottom of the bag. And the good thing about these wheels, it looks like that they're replaceable. In case anything ever did happen to your wheels, it looks like you could take those off. And the last thing on the exterior of the bag we'll talk about here is the pull handle. And what I do like about this, it does give you some different height positions. So this is going to be the top position. Then there's a second and a third position. So I'm about 5'9", so what this looks like on me. So I'm going to go up to the top. The top one is actually really high. It's almost chest level to me. And this is a secondary position. And then that's the bottom position. Again, my waist is about here. That's a little bit higher than my waist. And then from there, it just retracts back into the bag. So now let's take a look at the inside of the bag and see what we can throw in this bag. And again, I use the same, or basically the same type of items that I packed in some of the other bags, just for comparison purposes. So again, lockable zippers, and you'll notice here also there's another metal D-ring. So if you wanted to lock the bag in this position, these zippers would not move. Let's just go ahead and unzip. Has a nice large opening here. And the first thing you'll notice here is there are 2 mesh compartments on the top. Again, gloves, socks, underwear, travel documents that you want to keep inside the bag. Really a multitude of different things you can put in here. And you'll see here that if you want to, this actually gives you access when you unzip this to the front of the bag. And another quick look here is that you have the ability to roll this. And when you roll it, there's a couple of clips here that's going to keep this in place, and it's not going to allow it to move. So you have one here, and you have one here also. So what this allows you to do is that if you do have larger items in here, it's going to give you access and give you more room on the bag here. You also see that there is a divider in here. What I was pleasantly surprised with on this divider is that it's actually pretty tough. You know, most of the time you get a divider and it's real flimsy. You know, your clothes or whatever is going to kind of bend it and possibly move around. But this one, it's pretty tough. It seems like a real hard piece of plastic in there. And you'll see that they give you 2 rows of Velcro that allows you to move that divider back and forth. Also, you'll notice that there's a couple of fiberglass rods in here. And what you do with these, there's some connection points on here that basically will give the bag structure and give it support. In doing so, what's supposed to happen is that it's going to also give it a more stable base here when it's sitting on its wheels and on the stand on the front. One of the things I was disappointed with is that eBags is usually pretty good about giving you some compression straps on the interior of the bag. And you'll see here there's no compression straps. So a little disappointed as far as that goes. But more than likely, if I use this bag, I'm not going to be using this divider. So what I'd like to do is just throw some stuff in and show you what we can pack. And what I have here is 5 t-shirts rolled up. And on the back of the bag, this is one of the Eagle Creek Clean Dirty bags. So I like to take this when I first travel, put t-shirts on one side and like underwear and socks on the other side. So since this is a little bit heavier, I'll put this towards the bottom of the bag. Also have another Eagle Creek. This is just one of their normal packing cubes. This is size medium, as is the other. I have 4 pair of hiking pants in here. So just putting those side by side, pretty good fit. I know I do have a couple of larger pair of pants in here, so you know, a little bit tight on that, but not too bad. Then I just have a bag with some cords, chargers, things like that. Have my new Outlander packable backpack here. And let's see, I have a puffy jacket. Like I said, to me you can stick it on the front of the bag, but I'll just go ahead and stick it inside the bag now. And again, that's a Nano Puff from Patagonia. Love the jacket. It's going to get cooler soon, so definitely travel, will require a jacket. I'm going to throw a couple of pair of sandals in here also, just to show what we have. So what I'll do first, I'm just going to leave this open. I'm not going to zip the pocket back and just show you what this looks like. And to me, really the only thing I did not put in here is like a small toiletry bag. But to me, easily 4 days of clothes in here. This is what the bag looks like. And what I'll do next is I'm just going to unzip it here. We'll take a look at this when we zip this compartment back. And again, this does allow a little bit more versatility if you want something on the front of the bag. Plus, if you wanted to throw some items in these mesh compartments. But one thing you'll notice when you do put that back, that it is a little bit tougher to get this thing zipped because of the fact that it's not as open inside. So again, if I'm zipping this, here's my D-ring to lock that up. So looking at this now, you'll see that we do have the space on the front of the bag that if we wanted to throw some documents in, probably even like an iPad. But again, just remember the front of the bag is not padded in case it tipped over. It could do damage if you had some kind of electronics in here. And another pocket I might have failed to mention is that it does have this pocket on the front of the bag. Maybe it's like a map pocket, or maybe your boarding pass when getting on the plane. You can throw this in here, pull it out after going through security to have it readily available. So let's go ahead and we'll snap these compression straps. what I'd like to do next is just give you some thoughts on the bag. And again, I don't have a lot of usage in the bag at all. Basically, I've had an opportunity to check it out, kind of play around with it, roll it around the house, pack some things in here to see if it's going to fit my needs. So just in general, eBags makes a really good product as far as being able to stand behind it. They have a really good guarantee and a really good return policy. I like the fact that they think about the layout of the bags. They give you the option to lock the zippers. You do have the 3 exterior pockets, and for the most part I like the fact that they give you multiple locations for grab handles in case you need to throw the bag around. Overall, I think it's a good design, and really the best thing about this bag, as I've thrown some cons out on my other bags, but is a price point. I want to say the bag retails for around $199, but this color and I think another color was recently on sale for $99. To me, $99 is excellent. I know the last 2 bags I've looked at, one's been $249, one's been $299. So this is a good savings of up to $200. And these days, $200 gets you a long way. Some cons of the bag. I'm not a big fan of these handles, even though you do have a multitude. These are kind of hard for me to grab. I mean, I really have to work to try to get my hand underneath these handles. It's the same here. I guess they want these kind of retractable to make sure they're not sticking out on the bag, to add any kind of additional size to the bag. That's the only thing I can think of. To me, these compression straps don't seem to do a whole lot. We can cinch this down, and it might help a little bit, but it doesn't seem like it helps a lot. And one of the biggest cons I have is the fact there's no internal compression straps. To me, most bags that you look at or buy these days, they have at least those compression straps, which I like. I like the fact that my stuff's not moving around everywhere. Just some cons of the bag. And then the last con I can think of is really the height of the handle. I love the fact it gives you multiple positions here, but to me, some of these are way too tall. So something to think about. But for $99, I think it's a really good price point. Compared to some of the other bags, it seems like it's probably going to be pretty durable. This is a pretty thick material that the bag is made out of. Very similar to some of their travel convertibles, the backpacks. Same type of material. So, and one thing I also failed to mention is that the back of the bag, some bags I've looked at, they'll have rails, they'll have something to protect the back of the bag. Even sometimes there'll be something on the sides of the bag in case you need to lay it on the side. To me, there's nothing to protect the back of the bag. So if that's something that bothers you, that could be an issue. But again, this is it seems like a pretty hard, durable material. So again, thank you so much for watching. If you're like me, so many different choices out there. It's hard to make a decision and know what these bags look like. So hopefully you found some of these reviews helpful. Please watch some of my other videos too. Hopefully they'll be helpful in your search to try to find a bag, or if there's one in particular that you've been looking for. So yeah, definitely appreciate you watching, and any comments, greatly appreciate those. I'll definitely do my best to get back to you as soon as I can if you do have a question or comment. So thanks again for watching.